What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Better Than Static. I am your host. Whenever you're listening to this, my name is Tyler, and with me today, I have my two best friends. I got Lucas,
Hey, hey.
and I got Chris.
I do, Big Poppin'.
You always surprise me with the subtle ones. So I don't know why. I'm more surprised by your subtle ones that aren't just hello than I am like when you do you used to yell some, and that didn't surprise me because I sometimes I don't know. I feel like I expect those a little bit, but yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're it's good. It's raw content and I love it. But sorry we missed out last week on an episode. Sorry you had to go a week without hearing our sultry voices because they're so lovely and I know you love them. But
Not.
yeah, not really. They were probably like, thank goodness we don't have to give them pity listens this week. But anyways, me and Chris were at a youth event for our youth ministry thing. It was called D Now, and it was crazy. Did you have a good time, Chris?
Yeah,
Chris,
I'm still
Chris,
tired.
Chris and me I was tired Monday when I went to work. I was dragging. I don't know if this whole week was dragging for you, Chris, but it was for me just where I was so tired.
Yeah. I got a lot of sleep this week, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, I got caught up, but I missed out on so much sleep. It took me the whole week to get caught up. I think today was the day I'm finally caught up on sleep. But well, because this week I had a training, I had to go to Frankfurt, so I lost some. I was like on the climb and then dropped some, and then I had to pick back up. So it's uphill climb. But there were some cool things that happened last weekend. I got to run the biggest soundboard I've ever ran, so that was neat for me. I felt accomplished. Lucas, I was in the big sanctuary running sound.
Oh, very fancy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very fancy.
You in there have your headphones on, like flipping switches that you had no idea what was going on.
When I first got there, yes. And the worship leader, he was like, because for some reason I couldn't figure out how to get the speakers in the hallways to work. Because we wanted to like have music outside the sanctuary as the kids came in, and I'm like, I know how to do this. I just don't remember. But yeah,
I have done this before.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, but it was good. Nothing bad happened. There was this one point during sound check when this ungodly noise came through, and like
It wasn't great.
Yeah, and like all I was doing was like I was giving the bass player more bass in his monitor, and then just like this god awful screech came, and I was kind of like hesitant to touch any more of the sliders on the board, but we had to make it through sound check, so I was like, I guess this works. But yeah, and then I did. So have you ever heard of Hot Ones, Lucas?
Yeah.
Like where you like it's an interview where the
with the hot wings and they gradually get hotter and hotter.
Yeah, exactly.
With Sean Evans.
Yeah, from First We Feast.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did like a Walmart brand of that, like Great Value. It was Great Value Hot Ones. I called it Nuclear Nugs because we did nuggets instead of hot wings. And it was me interviewing
Gross.
Tim, our youth pastor. And so you know how like they do the slow climb of hot sauce on Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Well, they have 10 sauces and we had 5. So it was a very quick climb. But like I went to like it was Cholula and then this sauce called Valentina. And those were both very pleasant. Like I love Cholula, and Valentina was one I didn't know I'd like.
Good.
But, yeah, but like it's not that hot is what I was getting at. And then from there we skipped from Valentina to this one called Elijah's Extreme Regret. And it was
tell
hot.
you that regret was extreme.
Yes. And then we went to we had the bomb, which is like the 8th one on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
And then we
it's
had
the one
last
that
dab.
Like hits everybody. Where they get to that one, that's the one where they're like, "Oh, why am I even doing this?"
Exactly. And then we had the last dab too. So like it went from very pleasant to like I enjoy this a lot to oh my god, I'm regretting everything. And then but like I made it through. So the only one difference we did beside the nuggets was like I started drinking my milk like as soon as we got to Elijah's extreme regret. I was like, I can't do this without the milk because I was standing up in front of children sweating, and I was like, I was like shutting down. I was like, I need milk.
Get some milk.
And so I said something. Tim was like making fun of one of the sauces, and he goes, "This one looks like diarrhea." And I go, "No, I'll show you diarrhea later." And
Gross.
I heard my name yelled in the sanctuary, and I thought it was my fiance. I thought it was Samantha. I go, "Well, kids, did you just hear my fiance saying my name? Because that was inappropriate." And I get back up to the like to where all the leaders are sitting, and Samantha goes, "That was Chris."
It was like one of those Tyler, like one of those.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But like, and I thought, but it was like he yelled it, and I don't know if it was just where
It
I
was
got
just
like
real
quiet.
early.
It was real quiet.
yeah, and I was like, oh gosh,
It was the tone too.
yeah, it was definitely
I
the
could
tone.
definitely hear Chris go, Tyler.
Yeah. I thought it was, well, Samantha was dying laughing at it, and Chris was like, "Come on!" So I found my perfect match, the one that cracks up at poop jokes.
Yeah.
But that was pretty funny. Another thing that was really cool this weekend, Chris put it together, was this scavenger hunt. You know the scavenger hunts where you have to like go take pictures and videos of stuff, like throughout the whole town or whatever.
Yeah. Kind of like the one we did senior year.
Yeah, it's exactly like the one we did in senior year, but this one was through an app to where you could just post it immediately as you did it and not have to like come back and show everybody the footage to prove you did stuff.
Yeah.
And Chris put that together, and the kids loved it. Like they were like, "Who came up with it?" I was like, "Well, Chris did." And they're like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That guy over there." And they're like, "He's the coolest." But it was so much fun. Chris, what were some of the things on there?
Reenact the Simba scene from The Lion King with a stuffed animal. Reenact the episode from Cops. Let's see. Reenact a historical moment.
Which your group did the assassination of Abe Lincoln.
Couldn't think of anything else.
Do you know where the McNick Company of like graveside is, Lucas?
No.
In Levi Jackson, like up, like if you're going up
Sure.
the
It's whatever. Yes, I do know where it's at.
okay. Chris's group did the Lincoln assassination there.
Okay.
My
Still have that picture on my phone.
the girl, like me and Samantha were driving a van. Like Chris drove his own car. I had to drive a 15-passenger van because like I'm on the insurance or whatever. And Samantha was with me, and then we had a group of girls, like 15 girls. And they're like, "Where's a historic place in London?" I was like, "I mean, there's that stump in Levi Jackson State Park that this Indian lady or Native American lady had a baby in it while these soldiers were looking for her." And they're like, "What?" They looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, "No, it's there."
Yeah, it's definitely there.
And they're like, "Where?" And I said, "Well," and so I drove them into that parking lot and just pointed at where they had the stone ring and said, "Just go act like you're having a baby over there." Oh gosh, it was a fun day. I also had to eat a Burger King cheeseburger in one bite. It was just wild, man.
Burger King cheeseburger in one bite.
Well, we were at Burger King for another challenge on there, and I was like, just go buy a burger, and because we had to like you had to have a video of somebody taking the biggest bite of a cheeseburger, and so I was like, go get a cheeseburger. We'll do this one too when you get back. Is what I told like the girls in my group, and they came back and they're like, who can take the biggest bite of this burger? And they had a
And
double
you were just
cheeseburger.
like, this is what I'm here for.
This is why I'm here. I was ordained to be here.
Yeah, this is why I exist. Give that to me.
No girl like spoke up, and I was like, I mean, I can eat that in one bite. and Samantha looks at me and is like, nuh-uh. I was like, I can eat that in one bite.
I'm pretty
double
sure I
Krabby
can.
Deluxe in one bite.
she was like, bet, and I was like, all right. And I said, get the camera ready. And I
Were
did
there
like
pickles or
oh
no
yeah,
pickles?
there were pickles.
Forgot the pickles.
Oh, they forgot
Still
the
no
pickle.
pickles. Hey, there's my car keys. Old man Jenkins. Oh gosh, but yeah, the kids loved that. Chris did a great job on the scavenger hunt. That was his we were trying to figure out a way to like keep kids occupied for 3 hours, and Chris delivered. Um, and then
Hey,
the
me.
other, yeah, it was Chris. The other cool thing about last weekend was so you always have a fun thing at the night after the big, like the last worship. So Saturday night, you always have something fun, like big fun. So like not free fun. So the scavenger hunt was free for everybody, and then we paid for this thing after the service. It was called Silent Disco, and whoever came up with that is a genius too, because Lucas, it was like they were having a rave, but after you took your headphones off, you couldn't hear anything. So we got, enough headphones for all the kids and stuff. And there were these three different Bluetooth broadcasters, and you put a different playlist on each of these broadcasters, and the kids on their headphones could switch which Bluetooth broadcaster they picked up. So each broadcaster had a different color assigned to the headphones. So you would see all, like, it was red, green, blue, and you'd see some kids with blue, some kids with green, some kids with red, and they were listening to different music, and they were jamming out. And as soon as you took your headphones off, there was no music. It was amazing. It was genius, because we usually do a lot of loud music for our youth events in the cab, and we get like sound noise complaints. But this one was everybody was jamming out and no noise complaints. It was perfect. And Chris made all three. No, Chris made two of the three playlists, and Samantha made the other one. And the kids were bumping the whole time. Uh, Chris was living his best. Like, Chris was up there by the broadcasters, like acting like a DJ, and was getting it. He was living his best life. Um, but it was awesome. What was really cool is you would see this one little pod of kids on one color, and they would be going ham. Like, it was Sandstorm was the song they were playing, and then all these other kids would see their headphone color, and they were going like hard in the paint, and so they'd switch to that channel the first pod was on, and it was like a tweet going viral. Was the best way you could describe it. Greg,
You
that's how
see all the
Greg
colors change into one, and then
exactly. Greg described it like that. He was like, it was almost as if someone had a tweet and it had just gone viral, because he was up in where the walking track is. He was up there just making sure like everything was going okay, and he said you would see it and it would just like travel. It was awesome, but like I'm telling you, whoever came up with that idea, it's awesome. The only thing that sucks for the people that like rent it, so us that rented it, we have to disinfect all the headsets and send them back. So 200 headsets had to be like wiped down with Lysol wipes and put in bubble wrap and then bagged again and then put in a box. So Silent Disco's smart because they're like, okay, you get all these for this amount of money. Also, you're going to disinfect them for us and send them back to where we don't have to do
right.
anything.
Yeah,
That
we just gotta send them back out.
their business model is amazing. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Chris, you have anything to add that was like fun for you last weekend?
I was just happy that the stuff that I planned didn't fail, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't expect the scavenger hunt to fail or the Silent Disco playlist to fail, but they definitely superseded my expectations. And then like there were no big hitches in the weekend. It was perfect. So whenever you are in youth ministry and that happens, that's a good weekend. But yeah. So that's a recap on what me and Chris did last weekend and why you didn't get an episode. We were hanging out with kids and helping them have a great weekend and get to know the Lord. But this week I have some grievances. Or technically it's just one, and it is one that I have faced many times this weekend. And you know when like the clicking sounds of when you're typing on your phone,
Yeah,
Mhm.
how
I'd
you like
turn
some
them off
people, yeah,
immediately.
how normal people turn them off. I was in training Thursday, and I kept hearing this bloop bloop, click 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 click, bloop bloop bloop, blip blip blip, click 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 click, and I was like, what is going on? And I look, and some person's typing, and I'm just it's an engineer. It is an engineer that has the sound still on their phone typing. Do you know how irritating that is? That is a smart, intelligent person.
Was
And
it a young engineer or an old engineer?
I mean, probably in their 40s.
So yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it should be off.
No excuses, right?
Yeah,
And the second one was yesterday. And like this guy was older. So I guess it's excusable, but also he was on his phone at a time you shouldn't have been on your phone. So
You
not
serious?
all, yeah, I'm serious, Chris. And
Oh boy. Okay.
I was pissed. I was like, "Come on, dude! First off, you're not even supposed to be on your phone right now. And second off, you don't even turn it like you don't even turn it down."
Is he in your row?
He was in the row in front of me,
Mm.
like, and it was I'm telling you, I was furious. I can't stand when people do that, like, are on their phone where they're not supposed to be, and then they don't even have the sound off.
yeah,
Because whenever me and Chris are in church and we hear a text tone or a ringtone go off, we both cringe. Because, like, why are you on your phone? You're at church.
yeah. I mean, in a business setting, I guess it's a little bit excusable because if they're like, maybe they're a manager or something like that, or have to deal with something back at the office. But anytime you're in like a church or a movie or anything like that, you're the worst type of person.
There's no excuse. Because at least in a movie, it says, "Hey, turn your phone off. Hey, no
Yeah,
noises. And don't even be on your phone." And then I feel like at church, it's self-explanatory.
yeah,
Like, you're here to you're here to hear the preacher, not your phone. But yeah, I just like. Do you all have any other stuff that's like a faux pas that you hate, like that?
If your child can't sit still or be quiet, take him out.
Oh my! You do mean take them out? Isn't like kill them or just take them out of the room?
Take him out of the room.
just take them out.
Because I heard take them out. I was like, wait, what?
I mean, whatever works, honestly, because that was getting on my nerves yesterday.
Yeah, that I like. I my niece is very very well behaved. She's 4, and like at no point from 4 till like when she could understand us talking, like, so no longer a baby, like toddler phase. Was she loud in a time when we needed to be quiet? Like if we like we said, "Hey, you need to be quiet," she would hush. Not like she wouldn't be like totally quiet, but she'd whisper. Like she knew how to whisper.
Yeah,
And like I get it, you love your kid, but you need to know, and you can't always find a babysitter. But if you are going somewhere, like let's say on my wedding day, when I'm getting married March 28th, if a child cannot be quiet, besides my nephew, because he'll still be very young, besides my nephew, if somebody else is like your nephew won't, but like you know what I mean? Like if someone else's child that is there can't be quiet, you need to take them out because this this like don't ruin it for everybody else.
yeah, and I feel like most people think about that, and like especially weddings. Whenever, uh, like my nephew was younger, well, still probably, they would sit close to the door, and then
Mhm.
if something happened and he wasn't happy, then they would take him up and take him outside and walk him around and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. A good parent. That is what your sister and brother-in-law are, Chris or Lucas.
Yeah.
But like
Oh,
some people are like, no, my kid will be quiet, and then they don't even like get up. They're like, I don't know. They're like, oh, they'll hush in a second. Well, you need to take them out until they hush
yeah.
because you're ruining it for everybody else. But yeah, that's just people making noises when they're not supposed to make noises is just the worst.
Yeah. I mean, the only I'm trying to think, but the only time that really bothers me is whenever I'm in a movie, if somebody's talking, even whenever it's like them trying to make like special like little quips or whatever about the movie, it absolutely it kills me every single time. That and people leaving the movie theater over and over.
Yeah. I only
Like
make
Oddly,
Oh, wait, go ahead.
I was gonna
oddly, I
say,
get upset when they come in late too. I'm like, dog.
you're right.
Yeah, you
It's
knew when the
like you
movie
already
was going to
missed
start.
the first part of it, but I think whenever I went and watched Avengers Endgame, the theater that I go to has a bar outside of it,
No,
and the guy sitting next to me went out like 7 different times through the movie to go get a drink, and I was like, you came to watch the movie apparently, or maybe you just came to drink and watch a movie. I don't know, but I feel like just get like 2 or 3 and then bring them back
Yeah, just
instead
get
of
a
getting
couple
one.
PBRs and
And
hold them in there.
yeah, I don't know.
He
It was real
wanted
annoying.
he didn't want to drink alone, so he thought he'd come to the movie theaters and drink with a lot of people. But well, here okay, so on the movie like coming in late, you know when the movie's going to start. And if you can't be there when the movie starts, you're not supposed to go. You know what I mean? Like that's a waste of your money because you could have missed 10 like 15 to 5 minutes and that could have been something very important. And then you're like, what the heck's going on the rest of the time? I never go into a movie late. I'm either there 30 minutes before or like right on time. There's never me showing up late. I don't know. It pisses me off. And like I don't know. I don't like being late, but I'm okay with like being right on time. Like because Crystal will argue that I'm late to Sunday school a lot, and I'm not because I'm there before the Sunday school teacher.
you're not early. I'm just saying you're on time.
I mean, I was 5 minutes early that one time, so
But whatever.
that was early because I was 5 minutes before it
2 minutes
started.
early.
Whatever. I was still early.
If you're not 30 minutes early, you're late.
First
And
off, it's 10
I had
minutes early.
determined that within a 5 or 10 minute window of either probably 5 within a 5 minute window, you are on time.
Yeah, I was in the 5 minute window.
On time, you're not early.
Oh, whatever. But like, I don't know. I struggle with people when you know something. I don't know. Like people that are late for work. You know when like how long traffic usually takes. You know, unless something like you overslept, and that's not even a really good excuse. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if you are constantly late, you're like, man, traffic. Leave earlier.
Right.
Like I don't know. I would
The
not be a
man
forgiving boss.
traffic only works. I mean, that excuse really only works once like once every now and then. It doesn't work every single day.
Yeah, like there's not gonna be one. If it's 5 days in a row, you need to start leaving earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it's so. So do you remember? So back to like the making noise when you're not supposed to make noise. Do you remember when we were in Baby Driver and that lady came in?
Oh,
Yeah. Was that Baby
Dylan,
Driver?
it was
Yeah, she
Baby Driver.
walked in and yelled at somebody to find her seat instead of walking up and looking for them.
No, she was trying to get him to leave.
Oh, was that what she was doing?
She goes, Dylan, come on, Dylan. I was like, I was about to stand up, Dylan, get the frick out. It was
I
us and
forgot that
Greg
even
that night.
happened.
Yeah, it was me and Greg will be in a meeting, and he'll just sometimes look at me and go, Dylan. And then it's like one of
Yeah.
those times when you're not supposed to laugh, and then it makes it really hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like it's sort of you remember that time we were at Charlie's house for family group and my phone buzzed
Yeah.
that one time?
Yeah, your phone and quotated, like not a phone.
I mean, Lucas, I don't know what you think could vibrate that much, but it was my phone.
Yeah, sure it was. And it was
Was
like,
it?
wasn't it like the first time you were over there too? Or the first time you were meeting Justin or something like that?
I don't know. It was like the first. I think it was the first meeting of family
I'm
groups.
yeah, I know it was the first meeting because, but you all were sitting in like that love seat together. That was
It was
more
way
or
too
less like
close.
it was just an oversized chair, like for one person. And I think that was probably the first or second time that I heard you just uncontrollably laugh for like 30 minutes.
I think that was the first time that ever happened. Or not like the first time it ever happened, but the first time it had happened kind of since high school, because that was our
Yeah,
sophomore year. And I think you're right. I think that was the first time I had met Justin, the guy I was sitting beside on the love seat. That was basically an oversized chair.
yeah,
And so for the audience, I farted. I slipped a fart, but
yeah,
it was like a long one. It was like,
yeah.
and I was like, it was my phone. I swear.
And it was one you didn't really hear. You just heard the vibration in the couch or in the chair. And like I was sitting across the room from him, and I just look up and I see Justin snap his head around to Kirby. And Kirby goes, "It was my phone, I swear." And everybody just lost it.
And
It was pretty bad.
I have this laugh that happens when I can't stop laughing because I lose air.
Yeah, he
And
sounds like a little schoolgirl.
it's this high pitched voice, like, or not voice, but laugh. It's like a squeak because I can't get air and I can't stop. So I'm in pain, but I can't stop laughing. It's kind of like the Joker movie when he's in pain, but he can't stop laughing. But
Yeah.
I think the last time that it happened, maybe there's a couple of times after, but me and Chris were in a Bible study. It always happens when I'm not supposed to laugh. It's in like a Bible study, or I'm in I don't know. I think at one time it happened some other place. I don't remember where. But I know this one happened. Me and Chris were in a Bible study, and it was the young adults, and then there was this married couple that had kids, and they brought their kids. And one was probably 4 or 5, and one was 6. And they were coloring. They did the like the kindergarten thing where you color in the seat of a chair and you're sitting on the ground. You know what I mean?
Sitting
But
crisscross applesauce.
on the floor while they're coloring in the seat of the chair. And we were all in this circle, and they were coloring, and we were talking about book of the Bible because we were good people. And you just hear like a grown man fart. It was a pretty beefy fart, and it was the 6-year-old of the married couple, and nobody was saying anything. Like everybody kind of just was going like I don't know. It was, and then our friend Lindsay goes, "What?" or "What was that?" or something. And as at that point, I look at Chris, and Chris is holding in laughter, and Chris is solid. Chris hasn't laughed or let anything peep, and I'm shaking because I want to laugh so bad. I am almost in tears. I want to laugh so bad, and Chris is holding strong. And then he looks at Lindsay, and she's dying, so Chris starts dying. And as soon as Chris breaks, I'm out, and I can't stop laughing. And it goes into that high pitched squeak. And the couple wanted to just die. I think they were so embarrassed. And I
They
couldn't help.
was that when they stopped coming?
It might have been. It was either they stopped coming after that one or 2 after it. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. The little girl was clueless. The little girl was clueless, which made it even more funny. But was it was so funny, Lucas. I cannot express to you how much it hurt to not laugh.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. But yeah, it's times like that that you just I can't help it. Like I can't not laugh. And what really sucks is because me and Chris do small groups for the high school boys, and you need them to be serious, but they say something so funny, and you're trying not to break. Like I can't not break, and then it just gets the whole group off subject, and I need to get better at it. But like it's in times when you're not supposed to laugh that it's the funniest.
Yeah.
Because last night, oh my gosh, Samantha's probably gonna listen to this episode and kind of like facepalm at me telling the story, but we're wedding planning right now, and we're trying to. So our space is kind of limited on how many people we can invite, so we're trying to narrow down the guest limit. Um, and everyone's like, I don't know if we're gonna have enough room. I don't know if we're gonna have enough room. I said, well, we're gonna start cutting people off the list. Like we can't add anybody else. And Samantha's mom goes, well, we need to add these two people. And these were people me and Samantha, like Samantha vaguely knows them because they teach at the middle school where she teaches at the high school and they go to church with their parents. And, and I was laughing because then Samantha's dad goes, well, I mean, I could invite this lady at Walmart met the other day and I was dying. And she was like Samantha's mom was being serious. Samantha's mom was being dead serious because they were in her prayer group and they prayed for Samantha to find this perfect guy. And I said, well, they missed the missed the bar by a little bit. So I'd already cracked a joke at an inappropriate time.
Yeah.
And then she started reading the prayer they had because they wrote it down in our prayer journal. And let me just tell you, I was having to hold in a laugh so hard because like her mom was tearing up. And I'm just
Hey, gum, dude.
I couldn't help it.
Bad, dude. That dog.
It was so funny because then Samantha also made a joke like her dad. She was, yeah, I was at Walmart the other day too, and I sneezed, and this lady said, "Bless you," and I think I need to invite her because I felt a connection, and I started like getting like even more giggly.
Your mom's like trying to be super serious, and like, all three of y'all are dogging her, man.
Yeah,
That
I
sucks.
I wasn't. I made like a quick like I wasn't making fun of her. I made fun of myself. You know what I mean? I
Still,
said
but
like I didn't meet like I said well, they should have prayed harder because Samantha did not meet the perfect guy, and like it was me dogging myself, and then they were dogging her, and I was, and I don't know. She started reading the prayer. And I was almost in tears crying but I was like I was holding it in, covering my mouth to where she couldn't hear it. It hurt so bad. I felt awful. But yeah. That is my life is probably summed up in laughing at times you're not supposed to laugh. That's probably it. But it's not
Yeah.
because I have to laugh. It's not like I'm the Joker. Like I'm not. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. It's just me not be able to like keep a straight face.
Yeah.
Oh man. Phew. But yeah. Do you have any other week updates? Because I got nothing else.
I found out that one of my nephew's favorite things to watch is a modded GTA video.
That's awesome.
too young to be watching that, dog.
What's the mod?
It's modded into all superheroes, so it's like Spider-Man and Batman and I mean Superman, the Hulk, all of them, and they all have like they have the Batmobile modded in, and then like a Spider-Man car, and like a car that matches everybody, and then they just do the races and they go through one at a time and they'll go through and they'll jump off a building and like throw out his parachute and parachute to the ground, and that's it, one at a time it'll go through.
And he just watches it over and over, or what? Or is that
There's a
like
lot of
multiple?
them. There's a ton of them.
That's awesome though. Like my niece like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Butterbean's Cafe and Doc Makes
Yeah,
Stuff. And your
it's either
nephew is
that or
like us.
Blippy.
What was the thing? What was the second option?
Blippy.
What the heck is that crap?
It's basically like a dude that goes around to real places and like this is a fire truck and here's what's all in the fire truck and stuff like that.
Well, that's dumb.
It's pretty cool.
But I feel like you just need to take GTA home with you one time and like, yeah, it's this show. You can watch it. Here, there's a Batman,
No.
and like you're in all black or something running around.
I don't think that's the same thing, Kirby.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
No, not even close.
I did something like that. My niece liked the animation style of Fortnite when I used to play. She'd come up and sit on my lap, and I'd let her pick the skin, and she's like, "Well, where are we going?" And I was like, "I think your person's going here." And she goes, "Okay." And she goes, "What's the point of this game?" I said, "It's basically tag. It's like tag, but if you get tagged, you're out." And she goes, "Well, we need to go tag some people." I said, "You're exactly right. We do." And so she's sitting in my lap. So I have the controller, like my arms are around her and holding the controller. So it's not very stable, and it's not like I could focus that much. And I would go and try to get people. And I would get a couple, and then someone would get me, and she goes, "Well, you're not very good at this game." And I was like, "Whoa. First off, I'm great at this game." And you need to I was like, "I can't play that great right now because I'm holding you." She goes, "Nah, you're just not that good." And my niece is savage. She also thinks she has orchestrated the whole thing of me and Samantha getting married because Samantha came over to my parents' house for dinner the night before I asked her to be to marry
Did you
me.
know that I orchestrated this?
My niece or Samantha?
I did. Your niece.
Well, not in her because that we were playing hide and seek, and my niece loves Samantha. She absolutely, when we play hide and seek, she's like, "I'm gonna hide with Samantha, and you're gonna count." So I'm like the odd man out, and they were hiding in this closet, waiting for me to find them wherever. She leans over to Samantha, goes, "Are you and Ty getting married?" And Samantha's like, "I hope so. Like that'd be great." And then my niece goes, "Well, if you are, could I be your flower girl?" And Samantha was like, "Yes, absolutely. That's a great idea." And then my niece goes, "Hey, do you watch Friends?" So in that whole conversation, it happened in the closet, and like while they were hiding. And Samantha told me as we were going home, and I was like, "Well, frick, my niece has ruined it. Samantha expects the ring now because I asked Samantha to marry me the day after, and luckily she had no idea. But because that the day after I asked Samantha to marry me, my niece is like, "Oh, I talked Ty into marrying Samantha." And I was like, "No." But she goes, "No, it's okay. I did it." I was like, That's great. Yeah, you did it." But it's pretty funny. I'll let her believe that. And Chris, don't take that away from her. That you're the one that talked me into asking out Samantha.
Or-
You can't take that magic from a 4-year-old little girl.
I can do as I please.
You
Yeah.
cannot, because I'm getting married 5 days after her birthday, so she'll be 5. So don't take that from her.
She
Can't
won't be
take
a
her birthday from
4-year-old
her.
anymore.
What'd you say, Lucas?
She won't be a 4-year-old anymore. 5 is fair game.
Five's
You
fair
can
game
take,
for hard truths.
yeah, you can crush your dreams at 5.
In today's world, they're probably actually already crushed.
5, 26 is all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the age of accountability. 5 years old. But yeah. So many people think they orchestrated me and Samantha getting married. It's okay. We're doing it. So you all can chill out.
Hopefully not yet.
Wait, what? I
Okay,
mean,
the joke didn't land. I'm just gonna shut up.
it's okay. It wasn't a bad joke.
Was it? If no one laughed, it was a bad joke.
I didn't hear the first part of it.
It was a one-liner.
Oh. Yeah, you might have should have added something else on there. You should have been like, "Hey, there's still time, so hopefully."
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm just going to help you in later conversations make that joke better.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm out of topics for this episode. Are you guys still got stuff or nah? Oh wait. So on the YouTube thing with where you're like where your nephew is watching Blippy, is Blippy the dude's
Yeah.
name? And then the GTA mods. My niece is watching those unpackaging things on YouTube.
Like
And
where they review the toys and stuff, where the kids review toys.
kind of like that. sometimes it's the blind boxes, you know what I mean, where you don't know what you're
Yeah,
opening.
I gotcha.
And funny story, so I was going through the Kroger checkout line getting my I had to get a card for my sister's birthday back in October, and I saw these egg things that had candy and a toy inside. I was like, I'll get one. I'll get two. I'll get one to check it out, see what it is, and then if it's cool or if it's appropriate, I'll give the other one that I've not opened to Mason, my niece. And I got to my house, I got to the birthday party for my sister, and I was telling Mason, I was like, "Hey, I got you this white egg, and I think it has candy and a toy in it. You think you'd be interested in that?" And she goes, "Ty, I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, it's a white egg shaped thing, and you open it up in that middle, and like one side has a toy and one side has chocolate." And she goes, "You're not making any sense." So I wait till after dinner to give her the egg, and that's when we open presents. And I go to give it to her, and my sister goes, "Oh, Mace, you love those. That's a Kinder egg." And she goes, "Oh, I know exactly what this is." And I was like, "No, you don't. Don't lie to me. You just said you had no idea what I was talking about." And but turns out that's like what her YouTuber opens, or not her YouTuber, but one of the YouTubers she watches a lot of
She
opens.
bought the person.
Yeah.
I bought her a human life to make videos for her when she's bored. But it was just funny because she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then she knew exactly what I was talking about. And I don't know if she was knowingly doing that to me, or
On
like,
Earth?
that's Lucas's nephew.
Yeah.
Um,
He's over here this weekend.
Oh, okay. I was like, what in the world?
no, yeah. So, but yeah, my niece is savage and wrecks me every time she gets the chance. Does your nephew do that, Lucas?
I mean, he's still pretty young.
Well, my niece is only 4. That's pretty young.
Well, he's 2 and just turned 2 last month.
Gotcha. So he's still not got the savagery yet.
No.
Just wait, it's coming. I feel like as
Oh,
life
sure.
goes on, as not just as the kids get older, but every generation the kids get more savage.
Yeah.
And soon, like, my nephew could be even more savage than my niece, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that. Because he's not even 1 yet. So like when he gets to be 4, he could be just a straight slayer and just wreck my dreams. I hope he's not, but it could definitely be that way. You don't think it'd be like that way until it is. But yeah. All right. So I think we'll end this episode. If y'all cool with that.
Dee Dee.
Yep.
Okay. Announcement: we're probably not going to have an episode next weekend because it's Thanksgiving and we should chill out and stuff. So
Yep.
And I'll be out of town.
yeah, exactly. So sorry, audience, but enjoy your Thanksgiving and be thankful you don't have to listen to our voices next week. But I hope y'all do have a really good Thanksgiving. I hope you and Lucas have a good Thanksgiving, Chris. I hope you travel safe.
Yep.
And just remember, we're not great, but we are better than static. We will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Remember the first time you held a controller? That first cartridge you blew into so you could get that stinking game to work? What about your first comic you read? The first time you saw Star Wars, years and years and years ago? Now you're an adult, working full-time to provide for you and your family. But even after all of your hard work, you still make it your quest to spend time with your kids, hoping they find even the slightest interest in some of the things that you had grown up loving. Video games, movies, comics, My Little Ponies. Join me, Kyle Federline, every Wednesday morning on my quest as I discuss with guests what it's like to raise a kid and watch them take after some of our own interests as kids. or have no interest at all in the things that we had grown up loving. This is Parent Quest. Head on over to Anchor and ask me your questions, leave me a voice message, and follow me on Twitter at ParentQuestPod, Instagram and Facebook at ParentQuest.